Of May the 31st at 7:30, we were at the hospital. John had clean clothes, top to bottom. He had pictures taken of his heart, because he's had a stent for 15 years. And the reason I say this was because the next morning, they said that his clothes were dirty and he stunk. A lot of assumptions and a lot of lies to make us look bad. On the evening of May the 31st, that was the day we had been to the hospital, he came out of the washroom at Lawton Drug. 2 police were waiting for him. They tried to make him lay charges against me. Apparently, a woman at Lawton Drug named Cindy said I had slapped him in the face, made his nose bleed a month before. Now, John said the police tried very hard. One policeman tried very hard to make him lay charges against me, and he kept saying, "No, she's never heard me. Neither one of us have ever heard each other. There was no reason to." When we were very young, we promised we'd look after each other when we got older, and that's exactly what happened. So no charges were laid, but however, they did haul me to the hospital and make me go through a mental examination. The next morning, on June the 1st, Lisa Bowden comes with 2 police and another coordinator and an ambulance and hollers, "Get John." And I say, "Why?" She said, "You beat him up a few weeks ago." What? That never happened. So I thought, well, John will come out and tell him it didn't happen. That would be it. He came out, they threw him in the police car, then they threw him in the ambulance. We were both crying. He hasn't been home since, and that was months ago. So they took him. It's now August 4th. He isn't home yet. We were separated, isolated from each other after 15 years together. He was in hospital for a while. On June the 29th, I was served papers. No longer could I visit. I couldn't communicate. He's completely deaf both ears. And he has to read my lips, and he's very good at it after 15 years. So we are isolated from one another. He was my mate for 15 years before this happened. Wherever he went, I went. Wherever I went, he went. At the end of July, they placed him in a nursing home against his wishes and mine. I have a letter from him saying he can think for himself and does not need someone from adult protection to speak for him. Also, that he wanted to come home and that I was the best person for him. Nobody paid attention to the letter. The lawyer has it. I asked him to make a copy of it because he was giving letters to the doctor and they weren't being acknowledged. So I went and made a copy and brought it back to him, and he gave it. I saw him give it to the nurse, personally give it to the nurse. Early in June, I was served papers the afternoon before the court that handed him to adult protection. I had no chance to get a lawyer. The judge did not listen to our oral defense. She shut us right down when she saw where we were going, and she did not accept our written defenses. We both had pages of written defense. There are to be two opinions from psychiatrists. A husband and wife proclaimed him incompetent. He is not. He is deaf and elderly. That's it. He's 75, I'm 77. That's all. We were neither of us ever in need of protection from one another. Lisa Bowden, the social worker who keeps us isolated and separated, said this the morning they took John from me. "I'm putting John away, and when I'm finished putting him away, I'm putting you away too, and I'll clean your home out for you." I wrote her superior, Shelley Jones, but did not mail the letter, as there could be a conflict of interest there. I found out they went on holiday at exactly the same time, so they could be together on holidaying, and they're coming back at the same time. And I understood one of the reasons she stopped me from seeing John was because they found out I had written to the ombudsman. I try to live without fear. It isn't possible. I know one day I'll see him again. She can't keep this up, but I'm afraid John won't come home again. He's my soulmate. I love him, and I have always been grateful to have him. If this happened to us in a democracy, how many more people is this happening to, I wonder? All I ask is for us to spend the time we have left together. We took care of one another for 15 years, no problem. We still have a few good years to spend together, God willing. I am getting moral support from the women at the Women's Center. I am seeing a psychiatrist, and I am told I must see a counselor as well. I'm trying to fit in my doctor appointments with the plumber and electrician appointments. And I drive a 1996 vehicle that needs repairs, so these appointments as well. I also like to see my naturopathic doctor at least once in a while. This is emotional abuse of the elderly by the Adult Protection Institution. There are a lot of things to be undone by the lawyer. It is a monumental task to undo what that illegal court ordered. It's illegal because it was unfair, unjust, and predetermined. Obviously predetermined. Imagine this, since May 31st, I live in perpetual, unknowing, and apart from my companion of 15 years. I know people are cared for in a nursing home, but what is missing is the most important part of being a person. That is, what is missing is the love and companionship we offer one another. Without love, our souls give up and our bodies die. People rarely last long once they are placed in a nursing facility. What is lacking is personal love. Also, John reads my lips well. We were together over 15 years. He knows my lips, how to read me. A lot of people won't have the patience to allow the repetition he needs to read the lips of others. I'm a nervous wreck. I'm sure he is too. I wake up trembling in fear and go to bed trembling in fear. I have to really concentrate when I drive, that my mind stays on the driving. In my condition, city driving would frighten me. I do my best to avoid traffic, and I park as far away from other vehicles as I can. I am diabetic and told extreme stress like this can cause me to go blind. Lisa Bowden knows this, yet tries to make it happen. I wanted to start a civil suit against her, but my lawyer refuses to do this. Why, I don't know. He says we must concentrate on getting John home. Okay. I also have high blood pressure and having problems keeping it stable. When I saw my doctor, who helped Lisa to separate us, he did not even take my blood pressure. The lady from the Women's Center was with me, and she knows he did not bother to take my pressure. There is something sinister about this whole scenario. In the 60s and 70s, the McUltra projects took the children from vulnerable single moms. Now it seems something similar is happening to take our seniors out of their homes and imprison them in public nursing homes.